Geometry, we are moving on to the wide, wonderful world of lines and transversals and all of the angle relationships that exist. Okay? So, a definition, a word that we are going to use often, so make sure that this one is committed to memory. A transversal, okay, is a segment, ray, or line, which remember, I just abbreviate SRL. A segment, ray, or line that intersects two or more other segments, rays, or lines. Okay? A segment, ray, or line that intersects two or more other segments, rays, or lines. So, in this case here, our transversal would be this line coming through here because it intersects the other two. Okay? And it's the same thing for all of them. These are all the exact same diagram as copy and pasted. The transversals I'm outlining in green because that intersects the other segments, rays, or lines. Okay? And who said huh? What's your question?
What do the green lines do?
They're the transversals because this transversal intersects these other two lines, right? Okay? And whenever you have an intersection, you get a point, right? And at each of those points, Kate, Emily, how many angles are there? Four, right? At this point right here, it creates 4 angles. At this point right here, it creates 4 angles. And, yep.
Wouldn't they all be transversals? Because if you extend the lines.
Yes.
Yes, eventually yes. Where we're headed though is with parallel lines and a transversal intersecting them, which they wouldn't intersect then, you know? But in the diagram that we have visually here, okay, this is the transversal, right? Because it's showing the intersection points, or like that, okay? And there are relationships that happen at these points of intersection, okay? And they all have different names. Corresponding angles, I'm going to color in a pair of corresponding angles.
Wait.
Those two would be considered corresponding angles, yep.
Would they be like congruent? Or
They're not congruent, they're not arced, they're just shaded in, okay, as corresponding angles. Your tagline for corresponding angles would be same location, right? At both points of intersection, those angles I've highlighted in green there, they're both kind of that upper right section, right? At each point of intersection, they're in the upper right section. Another pair of corresponding angles would be these two, right? They're kind of in that, they're both in that upper left section there. Yes?
If they were parallel, then would they be congruent?
Well, wait till PO19, will ya? Just come on. But yes. Okay. Then another pair of corresponding angles.
Are we gonna do all of them?
Why not? I got all the colors.
I don't.
Oh, well, sounds like a James problem. Another pair of corresponding angles, the bottom right section, right? Same location there. If you only want to put in one of these, because you kind of like, okay, I get this, it's totally fine, then that's okay. But another pair of corresponding angles, that bottom left. So think of correspond. They correspond with each other, same location. Okay, same location. What? I'm not. You get me all day.
Yay!
Wait, you went on a field trip last year.
I did. I was offered, and I was like, you know what? I love the 8th graders so much. I want every last possible moment with them that I can get before the end of the year, and they graduate, and I won't see them again.
Can we just have Pi Day already?
Pi Day is
when's
not
Pi
my
Day?
choice when we have it. It's kind of set.
It's March.
Can't have Pi Day tomorrow. Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
I can't
1.24
wait to eat
doesn't.
fried and Everest.
When is March?
Okay. March 14th.
When's that?
March 14th.
Alternate interior angles. What does the word alternate mean?
Different.
Different or opposite. Okay. What does the word interior mean?
Inside.
Inside. So alternate interior angles
Wow.
are inside of the two lines on opposite sides of the transversal. So this would be an example of alternate interior angles. Okay? Inside the lines, opposite sides or alternate sides of the transversal.
Why did I go down?
Okay? Inside the lines, alternate sides of the transversal. How many other pairs of alternate interior angles are there?
Two.
How many other pairs?
One.
Just one. There are two total, just one, right? This angle here and this angle here, also alternate interior angles because they're inside the lines, opposite sides of the transversal. Okay?
But what about the, oh, because it has to be inside?
Yeah,
Right.
inside.
Interior is inside or in between the lines, okay? Alternate exterior. Alternate, again, opposite. Exterior means outside. So now we're talking about angles that are outside the lines,
Whoa.
but on alternate sides of the transversal. So this angle and this angle would be examples of alternate exterior angles.
So why do we need to know this to see?
Because the relationships that we're going to be coming across with parallel lines, these are all going to become theorems and postulates, things that you can add to your toolbox. And so it's going to be, I'm just giving you more tools to argue with, Evelyn, more tools to argue with.
Saying the angle is like
These two angles, also alternate exterior angles. Outside the lines, opposite sides of the transversal. Okay? The last one, consecutive interior. Again, we have that word interior, so we're talking about inside or in between the lines. What does the word consecutive mean? Could it mean
One after another.
one after the other or next to or something like that? Okay? So this refers to those two angles there. Inside the lines, but on the same side of the transversal. Okay? Inside the lines, next to each other, in a sense, the same side of the transversal. This would be another set. Right here and right there. Also consecutive interior angles.
What about consecutive exterior?
Consecutive exterior, I mean, it's a thing, but it's not a recognized thing. You could use it, but it's not. There is a relationship there with parallel lines, but we can get those relationships with other methods, so.
they don't be showing it love.
No, no love for consecutive exterior angles. Questions so far? So the only one with more than two pairs are the corresponding angles, because that's just the same location at each point of intersection. All the other ones only have two pairs for each of them. Okay? Questions? Comments, concerns, complaints? Comments?
No.
Very well. So here we get to the practice. Look at us go. It's a one-pager indeed, yeah. 19 though, that's a two-pager, isn't it? Oh, 20 is a two-page. 20! Look at 20! Look at all that! Look at all!
my
I
God.
can't wait.
Oh,
I
just
skip it.
Yeah,
Skip it.
You just like type it.
Right.
That is not gonna fit on my help sheet.
Type up your help sheet, yeah.
My
If
printer's
I
gonna-
can write it up here, and I've written it now for 14 years, you can do the same.
My printer's gonna
16
run.
years.
My printer's gonna run out of paper.
What?
My printer's gonna run out of paper with all that.
Take this little tray out.
Gus has a solution.
What
Very
if
good
the tools
job.
are all dead?
What? How can a tree be
Can we
dead?
use ancient scribes?
You know what makes me so mad when people are like, you're killing a tree, you're killing a tree. The tree's already dead. This tree, I'm not killing it, it's already dead.
Yeah, we should just plant it back in the ground and it'll regrow.
Riveting YouTube conversation here for those who
Paper
watch.
is biodegradable.
In each diagram below, identify the transversal or transversals.
Biodegradable.
Label one pair of corresponding angles,
It'll just integrate in there.
I said that.
alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, and consecutive interior angles. Now, if you don't have multiple colors for each of these, you could label your corresponding angles each with a 1 your alternate interior angles, each with number 2, alternate exterior with 3, and consecutive interior with 4. Okay? And I'll show you how that can be done if you don't have multiple colors. But first, you need to identify the transversal or transversals in each diagram. So in this first one, the transversal is the line that creates more than one intersection point. Right? Eventually, these lines here will cross. Okay? But that point of intersection is not shown. Therefore, they're not considered transversals at this stage. So our transversal is coming down here. And if you wanted to identify a pair of corresponding angles without using colors, you could put a 1 here and a 1 here. They're in the same location, on that top left section of each point of intersection there. Okay? Alternate interior angles. You can put a 2 here and a 2 here. Alternate interior, opposite sides of the transversal, inside the lines.
Could you do it the other way or no?
You could do the other way, yes.
But the one's already there.
Well, figure it out. Okay, we'll have to overlap with something eventually. The 3 alternate exterior, maybe you put your 3 here and your 3 here. Exterior, outside the parallel lines, alternate, opposite sides. And then for consecutive interior, okay, this time they're inside the lines again, on the same side of the transversal. You can put a 4 here. Luke is worried about the 2 and the 4 there. Maybe a comma might be a punctuation that you could use there. Okay? But there we have them all labeled. Colors are fine too. Letters, you know that works. Okay? You cut out school pictures of your friends and put them in there. Whatever you want to do. The options are quite endless. Evan.
May I go get markers?
Sure.
Wait, is that all our homework?
There is no place to put the homework, so that's what we can't hear.
Which means they're not.
Yeah.
Legally.
No? No. You didn't give us a place to write it, like I said.
Oh, I didn't?
No.
Oh, well then I guess this is your homework. If we don't play the number game tomorrow, it'll be the biggest travesty in the history of travesties.
Let me cook. I can't move now?
Correspondence.
No. It's recorded. Other questions, comments, concerns, complaints, comments, congratulations, criticisms on this? Yeah.
Wait, couldn't you just do like what you did for one on all of them?
Well, yeah, if you want to be lame.
Oh, I'm gonna be exactly what I'm gonna do.
My name is Just like fairly.
All right, folks. Homework for tomorrow. Finish the page. That's my math.